This is my higher dimensional communication, or HDC, theory. It's a metaphysical scientific model of information transfer, telepathy, and remote viewing via the zero-point field. My higher dimensional communication theory is a metaphysical scientific framework proposing that information can be exchanged across perceptual and dimensional boundaries through consciousness acting as an informational interface. The zero-point field, or ZPF, is treated as an energetic substrate that permits but does not generate, meaning, within this model, telepathy and remote viewing are interpreted as specialized modes of non-local information access rather than violations of physical law. The higher dimensional communication theory distinguishes energy from information. It emphasizes symbolic compression mechanisms, and it reframes anomalous cognitive phenomena as structured decoding events occurring at the intersection of consciousness, language, and fundamental physics. Despite advances in neuroscience and quantum physics, contemporary science lacks a unified framework that is capable of explaining meaning-based non-local cognitive phenomena such as telepathy, remote viewing, symbolic visions, and intuitive knowing. These experiences are typically marginalized due to their subjective nature, yet they display consistent structural features across individuals and cultures. My higher dimensional communication theory proposes that such phenomenon are not random neural artifacts, but they are actually informational interactions that are occurring between three-dimensional spacetime, and they are rendered perceptible through consciousness. This theory formalizes higher dimensional communication as a communication model rather than a belief system, positioning telepathy and remote viewing as perceptual outcomes of informational resonance. The zero-point field is defined within quantum field theory as the irreducible energetic background of reality. Its existence is experimentally supported, yet it remains informationally undefined. Within HDC, the ZPF does not contain meaning. It functions as an energetic permissibility layer, and it establishes a noise floor through which signals may propagate. Thus, the zero-point field is necessary but insufficient for communication. It enables interaction without determining content. The higher dimensional communication theory posits that information exists independently of space-time, originating in higher dimensional informational domains that are inaccessible to direct sensory perception. Communication occurs when this information is compressed into symbolic or perceptual forms compatible with human cognition. The core principles of higher dimensional communication would be 1. Information precedes energy. 2. Meaning is non-local. 3. Consciousness is an interface. 4. Perception is a decoding process. And 5. Language and symbols stabilize transmission. So the higher dimensional communication theory does not require physical signal propagation in the classical sense, nor does it assert supernatural causation. In HDC, consciousness is neither epiphenomenal nor omnipotent. It is a receiver-decoder system that detects coherence within noise. It matches incoming patterns to internal symbolic structures, and it reconstructs meaning through perception. This aligns with predictive processing models in neuroscience while extending them beyond local sensory inputs. Telepathy within the HDC framework is defined as the non-local alignment of informational states between consciousness systems via shared symbolic or emotional resonance. Within HDC, no energy transfer is required. The information is accessed, it's not transmitted. The emotional bonds enhance signal coherence, and language operates as a post-decoding translation layer. Telepathic experiences are thus interpreted as simultaneous decoding of a shared informational pattern, not mind-to-mind broadcasting. Remote viewing within the HDC framework. Remote viewing is defined as the non-local acquisition of structured information about spatially or temporarily distant targets through consciousness-based decoding. HDC interprets remote viewing as accessing an informational representation of a target, independent of distance or time, and dependent on perceptual neutrality and symbolic interpretations. Rather than seeing a location, the viewer decodes patterned informational residues associated with it. When it comes to symbolic compression and linguistic translation, higher dimensional information cannot be perceived directly. It must be compressed into symbols, archetypes, visual metaphors, geometric forms, or emotional impressions. Language does not generate the information. It reconstructs it after decoding. This explains symbolic ambiguity, cultural overlay, variability in interpretation, and consistent structural motifs across reports. Telepathy and remote viewing represent different orientations of the same interface, not separate mechanisms. To preserve scientific integrity, the higher dimensional communication asserts boundary conditions and safeguards, such as subjective experience equals empirical proof, interpretation equals literal representation, meaning is probabilistic, not absolute, and psychological health and grounding are essential. The higher dimensional communication theory is a model of interpretation, not a claim of authority over reality. Higher dimensional communication theory offers a unified language for anomalous cognition. It offers a non-supernatural framing of telepathy and remote viewing. It offers a bridge between physics, linguistics, and phenomenology. And it offers a framework for future experimental design focused on information coherence rather than signal detection. In conclusion, the higher dimensional communication theory reframes telepathy and remote viewing as informational decoding phenomena occurring through consciousness, enabled by, but not contained within, the zero-point field. By separating energy from meaning and perception from transmission, the higher dimensional communication theory provides a structured, intellectually disciplined framework for exploring non-local cognition without abandoning scientific restraint.